Hey everybody here, welcome to some play here on the Golf Club 2019. Haven't done something like this for a while. Generally I'll live stream my rounds and, talk to you, while I'm doing it, or sometimes I don't, talk at all with audio, but we're heading on out today to the TGC Amateur Society for our Friday round, August 30th, 2018. Heading out to TPC Deer Run for the tractor pull tournament. Uh, should be a good time, and I'll be talking a lot about the game in between.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to you. My name is John McCarthy, and I am oh so glad that you chose to join us for today's event here on the TGC Network. Today's event will be one round only, so that kind of ups the stakes. Let's get down to that first tee and see how this one goes.
Okay, thank you, John McCarthy, the Golf Club 2019 HB Studios guy that's been, walking around with us for 3 games now. So we're going to hit driver on this first hole. There's plenty of room out there. I'm going to go try to get it out there, go a little fast on the swing, get a little bit of a draw going on there. More about that later. But we're playing with the limited, very limited aids and assists in this game. We don't have the green grid or scout zooms or anything like that. We rely on other methods. For the record, for our tournament rounds, we have the approach and putt camera activated so you can get a good view around the green when you're up there and need to make a putt or a chip or even a pitch something. And we have the foot lie grid available, like you see there on the screen there, that grid of around my feet there, right there. And I kind of came up with that because we are playing a 3-dimensional game in a 3-dimensional space that is presented on a 2-dimensional screen. A lot of times these, especially in the fairway, these lies are quite extreme, very difficult to read. So, if you know what's going on right there where you are at your feet, ball above or below or downhill, uphill, I think this is absolutely, I don't know, authentic to the game of golf itself. And the society we play in for the tournaments is called the Amateur Society, and that's kind of the theme and concept of it all. We're just playing, as close to as if we were playing the real game of golf as the game will allow. Those settings are virtually the same from the first 2 games to this game. I'm kind of happy that it could have been another couple flavors of vanilla or something like that. Maybe I could have added or subtracted. For instance, I would have loved to have seen, even with the green grid off for play, if you have the flyover enabled and you watch it, it would be kind of cool to see the green grid on the green when the camera gets up there. But it's not a deal killer. That would have just sweetened the pot a little bit, but that's fine. All right, so now we're heading off to hole number 2 here, and you'll be seeing here. I'll watch the flyover. Gives me an idea what the fairway slope is like, where the bunkers are going to be, and eventually we get on to the green here. Even without the grid, you can pick out some of the green slopes, uphill, downhill, which way the flag is blowing. We're still trying to figure out some correlation between either where the sun is. Um, um, if it's an afternoon condition, which only the course designer knows what he did. If the sun should be pushing the air, more or less away from it. We also have a theory that if it was set to like a morning, it would be an opposite effect. We're still not sure.
It's looking like it's heading into the fairway.
Looks like I made a good shot here. I like the way the cameras change when the shot's in the air.
So
Sometimes it does
240
it by
yards out.
itself. While you're playing, you have the D-pad. You can click on those buttons and change the angle of the ball in flight and as it's rolling down the fairway. And that's all very cool and very good for when I'm streaming and stuff. It kind of gives you that whole, weekend PGA telecast feel to it. And I like to add a little realism to it. This is golf for me. I had some health issues a few years ago. Mostly have affected my feet at this point, strength and
That
balance
looks
and
like the
stuff like
hybrid.
that. So I'm not going to be out walking 18 holes anytime soon or probably ever again. So, I kind of take, this is my fun. I kind of
It's
take it
just
seriously.
poor luck on that approach, and the
That's why
wind
I
getting the
started the
better of that
society and
shot.
and put things up. Try to keep conditions moderate. I try to cater to everybody here, whether they're using the regular, standard, or pro clubs, or even the master clubs now. That used to be the standard player and tour pro in the last game. It's mostly the same. You're going to find the masters maybe a little bit more sensitive to miss hits. On the same token, the ball physics seem to uh, be more realistic.
And this is for
So
birdie.
even your bad shots, for the most part, aren't as bad as your bad shots with the Masters Club or the tour clubs in the last game. Blah blah blah. Okay. So and you see, I'll use the on the green. I will switch to anything but a putter, so I can activate that foot lie, and then I'm able to kind of get a idea of the break on the thing.
And
Uh,
finishing this one with a
that was
good
a
putt.
good putt. I was missing a lot of putts today. I don't know. I was just a little bit off. The last few days since the game came out, we've been kind of
Now let's see what this
sticking
third
at the
hole has in
moderate level
store.
when we play. So we're getting these 144 speed greens. To tell you the truth, I'm getting sick of it. So, I'm looking to get some more variety. I think I'd rather have a steady diet of the 187 speeds there. You kind of get into a groove with that. Um, so anyway, here I'm looking at the overhead with the circle button. Gives me a look, and then from there I'll often hit the right bumper trigger so that I can see the distance to the front of the green, back of the green, where the pin is, and you kind of figured out how firm the greens are and where you got to land it for a best shot of rolling the ball close to the hole. For the most part, I'm going to try to go. I'm going to try to take a nice tempoed
Looks like a 7-iron.
swing at
This
it
is heading towards the green.
for the most part. If I want to get a little draw to it with a little extra oomph, I will go for it fast. And if I kind of want to make some kind of a soft landing fade, I still want to take that backswing to the best tempo I possibly can, but be a little slow on the swing through, which will kind of scrub some distance and put a little fade on it. And you see sometimes, when you're making that long putt, especially when it's a foot up there, you can activate the putt approach cam and get a lot of different angles on it, from here, from low, from the other side of the cup to the side, just trying to figure out, okay, it's a foot uphill, but, is it, I mean, it's pretty much right from my feet going up. Sometimes, it's kind of level or even downhill about 3/4 of the way, and then all of a sudden you're going up a, 1 foot bank on the green. So, that's how I take my best shot at it. And again, here these 144 greens, I am just
And
not
this
used
putt
to
is
putting that
essential for
mid-range
saving
speed.
par.
If that was a 187 speed green, I probably would have been up there, nice lag, if not maybe go in. So anyway, that's how we're handling the green and the putting. If you're interested in playing these kind of settings, that's my methodology. A lot of the times I'm successful.
And this one's
Sometimes
for
I
the
can
bogey.
keep up with really good players. Sometimes I even win. Sometimes I'm plenty of strokes over and down in the mid pack. So it's all how how my thumb is behaving to make the swings that day. Sometimes I'm right on the money,
All
and
right,
then
here's
there's
the fourth
sometimes
hole.
I'm just, clueless. Just can't fix it no matter what I do. So anyway, so here we are watching the flyover again. I'll just talk you through the tee shot setup here for a moment. Yeah, I can see that, the flag's on that back tier, and there's probably a good, almost probably a foot rise there from the middle or the front. Yeah, that's, so yeah, you want to kind of get that close. So here we are. We're looking at that. I'm not looking at the green just yet. I just want to get a good shot at that, and I think we're going to take a pretty good poke here with the driver. I set the fairways a little firmer today, not concrete yet. I try to avoid that. I think when you're doing designing, you have
And he's
a
probably
good
going to like
range
that.
of
Yeah, about a buck
firmnesses
15 to the pin
and
from here.
or hardnesses, and I do like to stay away from the extremes. I find them, it's just not realistic. If you're coming out here to play this game because you like the game of golf and you're trying to have a realistic experience, I mean, there's, even within normal, there's like a low normal and a high normal before you get into the, 7, 8, or the 8, 9, 10 range there where things, it's basically green concrete. And yeah, I don't like it. We deal with it, we play it. In this game, we do when you're setting a tournament in your
And
society,
this one's heading towards
you
the
do
green.
now have some options to override the original design. Uh, Hardnesses, green speeds,
He's on
even
the
the
green.
weather and wind
This putt's
to
right
an
around a
extent.
9
So,
footer.
we haven't got really deep into that yet because we've only had the game a few days. But it's nice, if I don't want to, I just want people to have a good time. Sometimes, these Monday to Friday rounds we do, they're for fun. Uh, we get a little more challenging on the weekends when I put up,
And just
a
missing.
two-rounder, for Saturday, Sunday if you want to play it that way. You know, the goal here is to have something for every member of our, of the
Now let's
society to
take a
be able
look
to come out
at
and
the
play around
leaderboard.
that day. So don't like to be exclusive, and I don't like to play club set
Okay,
pop.
and
I
here
don't,
is
I
the
don't,
fifth hole.
I'm not going to bust chops if somebody's playing the standard or the pros. Maybe they do well with it because they can be more accurate all the time. And on the other hand, if they're not taking the driver out and hitting 300 plus yards, uh, they're going to have a longer club on approach. So, yeah, okay, yeah, they can keep it in the fairway, have a little bit more control over stuff. And on the same token, they got to use a longer club on a hard surface, and that doesn't work out too good either. Yeah. That's again, just wanted to put it out there, have a good angle, to the hole, to the green, and to the flag, hopefully. I set this to the number one
And about
flag.
155
It's
yards
generally
out.
that's the first one that pops up when you're designing, and it's usually in the middle, unless the designer is really, going 100% scratch on everything, really, working his uh, uh, green shape, elevation changes, different sections or tiers on the green. In that case, all bets are off. And the ball's a little bit below my feet here, so I got to take it out a little bit more to the left.
Going with the 9
Try to
iron.
put a nice straight swing on it, and I'm pretty sure this one worked out pretty well. I don't recall if I made that putt or not there, because you can see the flag is
Okay,
leaning
he
quite a
is
bit.
on.
The
From here,
ball
this is about
even
10 feet
faded
away.
off to the right a little bit there. I'll have to get that. Yeah, that's a bit busy for close up. That's going to be a challenge. And again, it's 2 inches up, and I really wasn't getting good stroke on the putts today. I had a few, but for the most part, it could have been better. I was keeping up for a while, and I just had some, I had a few swirly shots there that I couldn't come back from. As far as that goes, it would really be great if I could have played this round, recorded it up and showed you at my best, me shooting, 6, 7, 8 under, and, we're hopefully winning the tournament. But, real life isn't that way. I have those days, and,
And
most
that one
days
will drop a
mistakes
5.
are made. And in that case, I get to work on my, my recovery, rescue game, uh,
And moving
which
on to the sixth
generally,
here.
I get out of trouble with. I kind of like, I don't even mind having a bad bunker shot or something like that. It gives me the opportunity to work that rescue game and save par sometimes. Sometimes even get a birdie on a par five. Now this one here, this hole did not need the driver, but I wasn't even thinking that I was going to get the fairway. I was actually looking to poke the big dog way up here, get a little slow on it, loop it around, and pitch or something with a wedge up. So you'll see. I think I had slow. They probably weren't as slow as I want. I'm aiming well out to the right here, and with a slow swing, I should have got some left to right on that. I got a little bit, but I was hoping for more. I wanted that to curve just a little bit more. I put myself over here in the deep
Yeah, he's
salad.
probably not happy about
Hey,
that
but
shot.
hey, this is your opportunity to get out of trouble and work on your rescue game. So, it's not bad. I got an 87 to 94% lie here. It's going to be hard. You got to get up to that top tier. So I got to take an extra club at this for sure. Ball is well below my feet, so I'm just trying to square up to something there and get good contact on this and hopefully get it somewhere close to the hole. Yeah, got nice and straight on it. Again, it went a little long. I was in the salad there. You could get a flyer,
And I
or
am
it could
pretty
just
sure he's
totally
going to like that.
crimp it
And this
up there
one's
and
for
would
birdie.
go 5 feet. While I'm on the subject, I was talking to one of the guys. We played a match play last night, and we were talking about flyer lies, which are an absolute reality in real life. Um, it just seems more like you get, it's a possibility now.
Oh,
You might,
thought that was
just
going to
get a
go wide.
flyer. You're going to get more distance than you expected from the lie
This one's
you
about
have.
6 feet away.
So we're kind of thinking that there's something going on with that. I think I even missed this putt here, and it looks pretty simple. I don't know. Just that I just wasn't getting enough on them break, even with the foot lie telling me what was going on. I just was not. Oh, I
And
did
the
get
par
that one.
putt will
Okay.
drop.
There were ones just like that I missed today. It was, totally, totally screwy. All right, so this is what, 6 holes in? Yeah, okay.
And just about to tee off on this par 3.
And besides, learning what I can, but watching the flyover, this game is so absolutely gorgeous now. Uh, Light years better than the last game. And I was already playing TGC2 on a PS4 Pro on a big 4K screen. Um, and even the legacy courses the guys have already imported back over to the new
And looks
game.
like a
Did some
6 iron.
reworking on
This
them
one's heading for the green.
with some of the new designer elements. Everything looks just so much better. The lighting's nicer, everything's crisper and more in focus. They did a little bit on
Yeah,
the
that approach is
crowd
on the green, but
things you could put
quite
in there.
quite lengthy putt
Um,
ahead.
last game we had the spectator stands, but they were unoccupied. And really wasn't a whole lot you could do. It was possible to put people in them, but it really wasn't complete. Now, if you put those spectator stands out there, you will have people actually sitting in them. That's really cool, and I think adds a lot to this game.
Ooh.
Just kind of sidewinding on me. Was not putting well today. I have
And
days when
for the
I'm,
par.
I'm a dead eye. Then I got days I can't buy a putt for any money. Speaking of match play, yeah, we got it. You could, it just really wasn't there
Nice little
to
putt.
begin with, but we were having extreme problems with the last game, even trying to play live,
And
turn-based
now
and
the
stuff
8th
like
hole.
that. We'd get 3 or 4 of us together on a Sunday afternoon, go out to play 18 holes, have the audio chat going, talking to each other, having a good time. We're all friends, joking around. commenting on things, talking about the game and stuff like that, and invariably, at least one of us would suffer some kind of a freeze where they would have to reboot the game, or quit out of the game and then go back in, or have a blue screen crash where you had to, you had, all you could do was reboot the game. That was no good for me because I was streaming them live, so I was doing some
This
Sunday
one's going to
live
find the
rounds there,
fairway.
and my live stream was in 3 different sections there just because it just wouldn't handle it. It would just crash. We've had the game for a few days now. We haven't had enough people around at the same time to do any of the team stuff, the 4 balls and the foursome, alternate shot stuff, but we did get a skins game together the other night and a couple of 2-man match plays, and flawlessly, no problems at all, smooth, no gaps, no delays, no problems, no nothing,
Yeah, this shot's looking
and
pretty
really
good.
had a good time. Plus, you have some different camera
Nice
angles
putting
on your
now.
opponent
And
now
this
with
one's
the
for
live
birdie.
avatar and turn-based and stuff like that. It's all turned into a very, very, very pleasant experience to go out, play with a pal, be talking and chatting while you're playing, a little gentle
Very nice putt.
ribbing, does your husband play golf too? If the putt, that kind of stuff, like guys do on a real golf course, that you always did.
And
It's
on
all
to the
good
ninth
nature.
hole.
Nobody's being nasty. You're just out there. It's a Sunday morning. You just worked 5 or 6 days. You're getting away from the family and chores, and it's your morning, and you just want to go out and enjoy yourself. So, and that's kind of what it's turned into. This has turned into an excellent game, and I have absolutely no complaints. Uh, if you're going to compare it to the actual real game, yeah, sure, there's a couple of things that maybe it could be done, but it just might not be feasible, in the realm of of a video game golf experience.
Just a magnificent display of power here.
That's going to kick up left, I think. Yeah, that's going to keep on rolling a while. Yeah, that turned into, 300 plus yards. Yeah, last year with the tour clubs there, they were flying 279,
And about
280. Most
165 yards to the
conditions they'd
pin.
roll out to 300 and change. Now we're looking at like a 284 driver there, and now we're getting up to 310 or beyond. I've seen 340, 350 all already with a little downhill and a tailwind. So all very cool. Again, that lie, it's a little bit downhill, a little above my feet. You gotta you gotta account for that. You gotta make some adjustment. You aim for you set the aim for where you want to land it on the green, and then you gotta adjust your foot and ball lie.
Going with the 7-iron on this one.
Sometimes
And
that one didn't
maybe
work out.
going
I
in the
got a
sand
little,
here.
yeah, I got very
And I don't
slow
think
on
that was
that.
the
So
intended
instead of
result for that
getting a
approach
little
shot.
bit of a
And it's kind of
fade
odd.
into
His
the center
greens
of the
in
green there,
regulation
I
percentage
came up short and
so
went right
far
into
this
the
round has been
bunker.
pretty
So
good.
yeah, that's something new, but it's something that can be learned and mastered. I had a friend of mine used to play the Tiger Woods game. I mean, back on Wii, from Tiger Woods 10 to 12 into 13. Um, Sent me a message last night, how you like the game, or should I wait for a patch? And I sent him back, because he was thinking of getting it. I said, do it. You don't need a patch. I think there was a day one, you know, patch of sorts when we finally got it in the States here. Anybody got the game knows we were expecting it Monday, Tuesday at midnight, and it wasn't there, and a lot of people stayed up
All
for
right, from
hours, and it didn't
24
happen, and
feet
finally
out.
was released at 11 a.m. Eastern on Tuesday, and okay, there was some aggravation. You still got a foot up the hill here. I think I wound up hammering this one because I was leaving him short. But since then, everything, yeah, no, okay. Yeah, no, my husband plays golf too.
And about 5 feet
Since
to
we
go
got it
here.
and got a handle on it and got into the society creation and managing that and getting events up for everybody to play, this game has been a joy. So I told my friends, just get it. Uh,
And that one will drop for the bogey.
got uh, I was on something there, then a message just popped up on my screen and I got
And
distracted.
let's see what the 10th has in store.
Bear with me while I recollect my meager thoughts here. Oh yeah, okay, so yeah, I mean in Australia they had the game, because it was went around the world at wherever you were at midnight is when the game was released. So I was watching like Australians the day before and the British the day later on that same day, and they were up there and they were playing it. And somebody put up a screenshot there where they already had the game loaded, but they were waiting for another, because the game was listed at somewhere between 3.5 and 4
And nothing wrong
gigabytes,
with
and then
that
he
shot.
was
Again, from
showing a
here, about
screenshot of
235
a
yards to the pin.
secondary download of about uh, 4 some gigabytes. I was expecting there to be a day one patch coming down, but by the time it got here to the States, it all came down in one piece. So that's what that was about. Now, I'm not streaming this, although YouTube is only good for 720. So generally, when I
Looks
live
like a
stream,
7
I'm
iron.
just pushing out at
And
720.
he may not be reaching the
And for
green
the
here.
most part, it looks good. So this is captured gameplay here at 4K. So maybe it'll look a little better when I get it up on YouTube. We'll see. Again, I'm looking at that. I see the yardage to the front of the green, the back of the green, and where the flag is, and I kind of judge where I want to land it and where, how I expect the ball to roll onto the hole. You always want to get it close. So that hopped a little bit. I'm probably going to two-putt
I
that.
think you'll like that. And about 11 feet to
Well,
go
I'm on the
here.
subject of streaming and preparing gameplay video for producing it to put up on YouTube. I just want to give a big shout out to a few guys here, Jim Gem and Tim Wilson UK, who I have subscribed to for years now. I can you know pop open YouTube most every day and see that they've put some fresh thing up. It's usually a combination playthrough and course review. Doesn't play with the same settings as I. They have the scout zooms and stuff, and he will go out there and zoom out and way
Okay,
up
now
and
moving on to the
revolve
11th.
around and take a look at the course and give some props to the designer for some of the good work they've done. So. But it's helped me a lot in finding courses that are nice to put up, for the society to play. Can't play them all, and I can't find them all, so I'm always asking people, hey, if you come across a course that you really think would be enjoyable for us to play, let me know. Another thing, a guy, he's been around for a while, Crazy Canuck, who's just in the last few days has put up, I think 3 so far. Probably working on more course design tutorials. See, I made a smart shot there, and I went 2 feet too. I was playing, I was managing it. I was playing, and 3 feet. Yeah, with a 3 wood there. I probably could have taken the 5 wood there. But anyway, yeah, Crazy Canuck, hey, thanks a lot. There's been a lot of aspects to the course designer that I just couldn't get a grip on, just quite didn't understand, so I didn't know how to best utilize some of the functions that really, give you good results and aren't that even complicated to use. which I never caught on to. So he's put up some tutorials the last few days, um, covering the very
Well, this is
basics,
a tough call.
which,
Could be rough,
it
could be
doesn't sound like a
fairway.
big deal, but it's the basics are 90% of it, and it's the fancy stuff and manipulating the assets, like buildings and stuff, and putting things together in creative ways so they look like something else, look like something you'd actually find, on a course, that kind of thing. Fancy bridge work, compositing a couple of different buildings, and then putting another facade on them so they don't, they look like something totally unique and, like nothing that's just, a tool you use in the game. So creativity is key uh, to make realistic looking courses. And he also is very, has a good opinion about people setting everything at, spinal tap firmness, and overdoing the green slopes and stuff like that. It just gives you, even with green grid, it's more challenge than it needs to be. So he's very much in favor of keeping
And we're
things
12
in the
feet from the
realistic
cup.
range, which I very much appreciate that sentiment, that opinion he has of it. That's exactly the kind of thing I want to see on a golf course when I come on to play it. Talking about these golf courses, I mean, I've seen some works of art. I saw one, I think Tim Wilson and a few of his friends, Enforcer, early 1981. These guys that have been, playing since the start too, going out and doing a foursome or a four ball.
And
They
this
went
putt
out to
is for
this
bogey.
Appletown course. I mean,
And now let's
whatever you're doing,
take a
go out
look
and
and
play
see
the
how
thing. I
things are going
mean,
on the leaderboard.
the all the work he did, the lighting texture, the angles of the sun,
And
and
now setting up on the par
getting
3.
reflections here and there off the water, and placing, like the big rocks and stuff on the beach, and and in the ocean, surf and stuff like that. I mean, my God, it's beautiful. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I'm not even sure. I might have been a TGC member, which is an Xbox or a PC designer there. If a guy makes a course here on PS4, you see his username. But if it's a cross-platform design from Xbox to PC, it just says TGC members. So unless you like watch one of those videos there where you know the,
And
the
here's
guy
the
doing the
6
video
iron.
might actually know
Looking
exactly who the guy is
good.
and mention his name. Um, it's kind of a crapshoot to know, and to give credit to a guy that's really done some nice work. Yeah, that needs to get up a few more feet, I think. Yeah, my husband plays golf too, and it's probably going to be two. I think that left me 2 feet up the hill.
And this putt is for birdie.
I think it was already a foot up, and then I had to get a foot up before I could get to the other foot up. Yeah, and I wound up hammering the crap out of this one. This is all the way to the back of the green, and of course, when I wanted to chip down, I think it wandered on a little bit too far for me again. This hole turned into a disaster. All in all, I'm pleased with my play, and I'm coming to grips with some of the new things here that are presenting. Yeah, I'm trying to get 2/3 of that backswing going. You give it a ride. It just kept on trundling. Oh well.
Well, that's too bad. I think that putt got away
Yeah, I
there.
think
It's off the
I
green.
got happy with the. I think I changed the sand wedge here for the chip, even though it's only 8 yards. Did I go to the sand wedge? Nah, I just tried to try to feather this lob wedge chip there, and I think I even got a little too happy with that. In the old game, I could take like a half a swing there. Yeah, that didn't work out at all. I learned to feather like a half swing, like, take it back, get your hands and the club shaft
And
just
13
beyond
feet
your
to go
knee,
here.
behind your back knee, and get like a kind of a easy half a stroke there. But this game here now is a bit more punitive with the slow back swings. So it's been a learning curve. I'm coming to grips with it. I was playing well you know, with
Oh,
last
that was
night.
so
Yeah, yeah,
close.
this turning, yeah, it's turning into a triple bogey. Yeah.
And this
So
for a
yeah,
double
it's a
bogey.
learning curve with anything new. I'm coming to grips with it, but enjoying it. It's golf.
And finishing this hole out with a solid putt.
All right, so where we at here? Okay, that was hole. Okay, 12 holes, 6 more to go. Yeah, I was already
Next
plus
up is a
3.
par 4,
Yeah, I was
folks.
doing well enough there for a while. I got a couple guys in our, in our club that are lights out most every day. They just have had a grip on it for years. They always score low or really well. It's a rare day, when I can keep up with one of these guys. Even rare if I get over on them occasionally. Um, so I was holding my own there through the front nine, and things just got kind of sloppy on me on the back.
And this drive's just smoking,
Yeah,
folks.
yeah, that was a good swing. Yeah, flew it out there 280 something uphill with just a little bit of breeze behind me. That's about right. I think I had the fairways at moderate firmness here, so yeah, it wasn't going to go roll out to 310. But I left myself a nice sandwich here, I think. 91 club, yeah, or the lobber. Okay. Actually, I think I de-lofted this one a little bit there, so it would just kind of bite and check as opposed to getting any kind of big spin on it and rolling way back on me. That was the case with the lob wedge in TGC2. That was good for 85 yards, and it really naturally imparted a lot of
Oh,
spin. So
this
if
is
you
definitely
landed
heading
that
towards the green.
on a soft or moderate firmness green, that
And
thing was
he's
going
on
to
the
wind
green.
itself up and
5
pull
feet
back.
to go here.
I'm usually too far. Oh, did I get a birdie here? Wow, alert the media. If I got a birdie here? Was this one of the ones I screwed up? Yeah,
For the
okay.
birdie.
Yeah, made a solid stroke at that. Right. I mean, it wasn't all nightmare. Sometimes I got into trouble and I just couldn't get out.
And now the 14th hole.
Yeah, beautiful course. Courses. I mean, everything looks nice. The crowds lining the fairway and stuff. One of the keys to good design is putting on these cart paths and making sure they're smooth and level. They don't look like a roller coaster ride. That just shows either the person either didn't have a clue how to do it or didn't care. Yeah, I decided to just hammer that there, see what would happen. So I'm up there pin high, off the green. I don't know if I got a par on this or not. I think I had to flop the lob wedge on this, or did I try, or did I take the chip the sand wedge and come up short? I don't know. I don't think this really worked out. Yeah, I think this kind of came up short on me. We'll see in a moment. I think I went slow on it. Should have I made a sharper stroke down on it, but I think I went slow on this and it got hung up there on the fringe or just on the second cut there. Yeah, that was total nonsense. Yeah, slow to very slow. You can't slow to very slow on those things. You gotta make a confident stroke on those things. You usually want to pick up the pace on the downswing. Yeah, I made a nice chip up. Could have been somebody.
And it's time to take a peek at the leaderboard.
Yeah, well, the leaderboard was getting farther and farther away from me as I went. Michelle was out there
And
minus
setting up
one,
now on the
and he
15th
generally struggles,
tee.
so I don't know how he finished, but nice to see him under par. we've held this together, ever since TGC2. Well, TGC1, we didn't have the societies and clubs. You could set private matches for friends and stuff, but then TGC2 came along, and you could have your own society club and clubhouse and set, private matches for your members and stuff. Not just anybody could come in, and you could, specify the settings, which were the same there. We had everything off
Find some fairway
except the
here.
approach putt cam and the foot live, and which we came around to. Just, I don't know, it just reflects realism a little more. And there we go. There we made a solid bit of drive there, and there I am in the first cut. So yeah, life is what it is. But that was so satisfying to do, and we still have it. So as soon as I had my society set up Tuesday at noontime. I hadn't even taken a swing with the game yet, except that silly tutorial that it puts you into when you first load the game. But after that, I said, okay, what do I got to do to get some events up here? So guys, people have things to play. We've been talking about it for a couple of months. Who's jumping on the first game right away? Who's lagging behind? Who's going to think about it? Who's going to get it over the weekend when they got time? So pretty much everybody agreed they were going to get it right away, or this week here, so they could get into it for the weekend. So that was really nice to see that everybody's hanging in. Really, really nice to see. This is kind of far away, and I'm really not sure what that cup is doing there when I get out there. Sometimes you can judge it by which way the flag stick is leaning, and sometimes it seems like the flag's leaning one way, and eventually the hole's leaning the other, which means it might probably be a little uphill or downhill still from it. So, sometimes you just want to get it close. And as you see there, it's 13 yards away, which is 39 feet and a foot down. And sometimes you really can't figure out, where's that 1 foot down start? Is it, see, from right there, it looks a little uphill. So you got to get it out there to the point where it's going to start going downhill. And I think I ran this one by too. Just felt like I needed to make a solid swing to get it about halfway, and then the slope would take it back down. Sometimes you really try to line these things up, and then sometimes it just doesn't even come close to working out. See, it seemed like it was going kind of slow there, and then boom, put on the afterburners. What 5? So, you're gonna play without the grid, where you can see, with the checkerboard and the little arrow beady things moving, But that's not why I bought this game. I wanted it to look and feel like I was on a golf course. Anybody still playing TGC2? The society we had for that game, I put up the final 4-round tournament the other day, which I think today is the last day.
To the cup from here.
Took everything I had in my personal coins and dumped them into the society, and I think I had 40,000 and change there as a prize. Oh, good putt! Finally, put everything I had into it. And so whoever's still playing it is going to stick with the last game. He's going to, they're going to have a good amount of coins there. I don't know, to buy shirts or pants or sunglasses or whatever. They're welcome to it. And then I think probably tomorrow morning I'll jump on there one last time and close it out and end whatever season was going on, and just put up a "We've moved" sign. So. Been pretty active the last few days with the live streams and stuff, and I've kind of made my presence felt over on the HB Studios golf club section with some questions, comments, this, that, and the other thing. So somehow and plus the game's only a few days old, so my membership is really like I had to send out a handful of friend requests again yesterday morning, and I didn't even get a chance to look at it yet today. If you're not on my friends list, I don't know you, but you join the society, you're going to get a friend request with a welcome, and if you accept, I'll stick you in our private, group message that we have, so you can, interact with everybody, talk about it, ask questions, answer questions, make
Okay, moving on to
suggestions
the
about,
17th hole.
courses and stuff to do. Like I said before, I find a lot of good courses, but I can't find them all, and everybody has their own experience. So anybody comes and joins our society, is going to get, put into the conversation. Hopefully, you stay and contribute and be part of the crowd. People have been there with me for a while. We've all gotten to be good friends. We have good relationships, and we can talk to each other, and we're all on the same page. And it's been a really enjoyable experience, and I'm just going to keep it going. Yeah, I got a little fast happy with that, and I
Looks
think I
like he's
lucked
going
out because I
through
think
some
does
trees.
that take a bounce back to the prairie? Yes, it did. I probably didn't do a damn thing with that little
And I
bit of
think he'll
luck,
like
but
that.
you know, it is what it is. It was too. Yeah, I think I tried to sidewind the 3-wood up here. I don't know how it worked out. We'll have to see here. All right, we're getting near the end here. We're on the 17th hole. Well, good handful of strokes over par here. It's not going to be my day, at least not for this. I'm sure we'll be all getting together sometime in the afternoon or this evening and, get some match play or skins play or something going on. If we get if we can get 4 or more people around there, we can, it's in a bunker. Of course, if there's a bunker, I'm going to find it. We'll get together and maybe, even do a team 4-ball foursome. I really can't wait to play the team uh, for some alternate shot there, where one guy tees off, then the other guy hits the second shot, and whatever the third shot there is, the guy makes it, whether it's another approach or a putt, and then you go to the next tee and you alternate who does the tee shot. And I've always enjoyed that. We used to play that on Tiger Woods. It was really great. Your teammate, flubs the tee shot and it's in a bad place, and you get the opportunity to go out and play hero. Save the day, get it. Even maybe hit
And
it.
about
Pop
4
it close
feet
to the pin or
from the
something
cup.
like that. Now that is fun. You know. Or yourself. You hit that. You hit that sidewinder tee shot, and the other guy, does the same thing. Plays hero. And all the time, you're talking to each other and having a good time
For the
with it.
bird.
And so I am looking forward to that first time we can get 4 people at least together. Hell, if 8 people show up in the chat, we'll split up and have 2
And
groups go
moving
out.
on to the 18th
Um,
hole.
and if that happens, or whatever happens, or whether it's a match play or a skins game, or we hook up for a 4-ball foursome, I'll be streaming it. We'll be talking about it. Um, like I said, everybody's friends. We all get along. We try to keep things, PG, with the language and subject matter. You know, that occasional FX network word, will present, but it's not going to be an F and S, fest. I'm kind of the opinion that, if you're watching this, if you're interested in this game and, checking this out and interested in what's happening here, uh, you shouldn't have to worry about it if your, wife or, 10-year-old kids or whatever is,
445 yards out.
hanging out behind you, while you're watching it. That shouldn't be. So, we just try to keep things, on the up and up. I think I took the 135 club at this. Yeah, pretty much. I think that 135 with that little bit of wind, I think I tried to go just a little bit of, yeah. If I'm taking it out a little bit extra to the right, it's because I'm intending to give it a fast one.
Going with the pitching
I got
wedge here.
perfect on that.
This one's looking good, folks.
Yeah. So if I'd gotten that little bit of extra fast on that swing there, it would have hooked in a little bit more, and probably would have been about where that shadow of that flag is.
For a final round score of 71.
All right, so we're going to wrap up 18 here in a second or two. So I'll thank you now for, tuning in, watching this. Hope I, answer some questions for you if you're curious, or You know, I mean, if the, watching something like this is like really spark you up, that you want to get this game and join in, um, all the better. And if you're looking to play these kind of settings, you'd be welcome to join our little
Oh
group
my
society
gracious, that
here. There's
was
something up
close.
to play each and every day of the week,
And this next
and
puck
you
for
will have a good
72,
time
final
getting to know
round score.
people and playing the game. All right, so I'll leave it go at that and be silent now. You all take care. We'll see you next time. It'll probably be a live stream. If you're watching it all the way
That one
through, I
drops for
appreciate it. I
par.
really, I played it, recorded, different things, and then trimmed them down so I could do a real edit on this. All right, take care.